pencil. Right. About that. My apologies, folks. There we go. My apologies, folks. Getting all set up, and I forgot to get some writing material for tonight's episode. Because I have tons of these jotted down. So, yeah. With that being said, let's get started. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting episode of Wrestling Prime. I am your host, Tom Dog, and boy, do we have a great show lined up for this one. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to say that tonight's episode is brought to you by M&J Video Games and Collectibles. You have any wrestling collectibles, any autographed wrestling items or anything like that, even wrestling pop idols, check out M&J Video Games and Collectibles. They will take good care of you. And if you happen to be in the Southington, Connecticut area and you want to check out this wonderful, wonderful store, you can check out their website, and you can check out their for directions and list of events that they have going on. So yeah, definitely worth checking out on their website over at MJ Video Games, mjvideogames.com. Yeah, we got a lot. We got a lot today, and happy Saturday. Because we are going to have some fun here, as I said. And I'm actually looking forward to this episode in particular because I'm bringing back an old topic. Um, I mentioned many times on this show and on Channel X, my other show that I do. Shameless plug. That I used to do, wrestling. I used to do Wrestling Prime back in cable access, and that was my first show I've ever done on cable access. And back in the day, um, before internet was slowly becoming a thing, and um, around that time, it was a big deal. It was a really big deal, and I would say that maybe around um, you know 25 years later, um, 25 years ago, I debuted a topic that was I debuted a topic 25 years ago that was very that was let's just say it was one of the most talked about topics that we've ever done on Wrestling Prime. And at the time, it wasn't really that, we didn't really think much of it because um, there was an article that that caught my eye. I guess that's why you're going to see some papers flying. One of the things that we used to do, there was an article uh, from uh, from an old Pro Wrestling Illustrated magazine that I picked up because it caught my eye. Well, actually, my father picked it up for me and said, you know, I give him props for that because this was a really good topic. And basically, my father was basically the go-to guy when it came to booking stuff on my show. So I left all the responsibility with him. And one day he was going to the store to get a few things, and he came across a magazine. It was Pro Wrestling Illustrated, wonderful magazine. And in that magazine, on the cover, on one side it was an illustration of Vince McMahon, and on the other side it was an illustration of Eric Bischoff, and it was going down WWE, which at the time was called WWF, and it said versus WCW, which was at the time World Championship Wrestling. Um, I'm just trying some stuff down. I know it's taking up too much of the show. I know I could have had it written down sooner, but you know. So what? So my father showed me this magazine, and he was like, "You know what?" He was like, "Tommy, I picked you up a magazine." I was like it's a swimsuit edition. Okay. I was like, "I'm only kidding, Pop. Just what is it? What is it? Let me know." He goes and said, "Take a look at the cover. It was you know, this will make a good topic for your show." And I looked at the cover and I said, you know what? You're right. So I talked it over with my co-host and at the time, and I told them, I said, "Hey, listen, we got a good topic for upcoming shows, and this could be really big." I was like, "Sure, what's up?" Dream fantasy dream matches. Wrestling dream matches. I was like, "All right, what how would that work?" Simple. WWE, WWF versus WCW. Um, since at the time I was, I'm more of a WWE guy than I'm more of a WWE guy. I would, I'd be the one, I would represent WWE. And my co-host, he was more WCW. Not saying that I didn't watch WCW because I did, and because I mean, it was a good product. I watched it for many years, and I was like, you know what, yeah, like, you would represent. World Championship Wrestling more because you watched it. You watch it more than I do. And at the time, the NWO was riding high and everything like that. And yeah, it was a really big deal. It was a really big deal. So it became a really big deal. And so we bumped heads and everything, and we talked about it and so forth. And I said, this would make a really good topic. This would make a really, really, who would be who would face against whom and everything. At the time, Stone Cold Steve Austin was becoming huge. So we put Stone Cold against Goldberg. That almost happened. Um, we put Rock versus Goldberg. If I remember correctly, that did happen. Years later, Triple H and Goldberg. We pretty much put Goldberg pretty much against all the top, pretty much all the top guys because technically he was the top guy. And Hogan, I would put like Steve Austin uh, against Hogan. We threw in the Rock's name in the hat, and of course we got that back at WrestleMania 17 or 18. I forgot what. But yeah, that actually happened, and so yeah, so it became a really big deal. Undertaker was also, we even throw in Undertaker against Goldberg, and at the time that didn't happen, but we saw what happened now, and yeah, so some of the stuff actually did, some of these matches actually did happen after the folding of WCW, and yeah, it was a really big deal, and it was so much of a big deal that we actually got a lot of recognition for it. And so yeah, it was a very interesting. It was not as interesting as that, but it was very interesting. And yeah, it was, it was one of our most popular shows, and we were pretty much on the map at that time on when we were doing this on cable access. And you know, this was that particular episode was one of the episodes that was um nominated for several awards, as well as some other stuff that we did at the time too. And still say we could have won, but that's neither here nor there. So, with a possible rumor, as I mentioned last week, it was there's a possible rumor flying around. Here we go. Now I'm sounding like Jerry Lewis. Lyman. Anyway, so a possible rumor has been floating around a lot recently, and one of those things that are happening is that what the rumor is, it's not 100% confirmed. Okay, so I just want you to take it with a grain of salt. We're talking about like the salt residue. Take a grain from that salt residue, and that's how much you should take, because I mean it's likely it's going to happen, but we don't know. But I figured this would be the appropriate opportunity to try this out to see, you know, what would it be like for two companies doing a collaboration um, premium live event. Because let's face it, it's got to be done on paper. Can't be done. It can't be done like at a house show or on network television. Something like something this big going to be on, uh, on paper. Peacock and throw it in there. Fight or the Fight Network. It's something else now. But yeah, it could be a big, it could be a really big deal. And I think it would be very beneficial for everybody if that actually did happen. So, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going, you know, what would it be if Total Nonstop Action Wrestling did a collaboration show with WWE? And that's the rumor that's flying around because there's some there, we don't know if the rumors are true. I know, you know, so we don't know what's going to go on. They got some sort of pay per view coming up. Real soon. I know there was a pay per view on tonight, and they um, Top Dollar was on showed up on their pay per view tonight. So I don't have any results, so sorry. But I think now would be the most appropriate opportunity to do this um, collaboration. Now, at the time of the video, at the time of this, I wasn't aware of the of a pay per view going on tonight until I, you know, went to their website. So, actually, no. When I heard that Top Dollar showed up at their pay per view, so and I've already printed up some stuff. So, um, if you watch TNA, and I mentioned a superstar that's currently holding the belt compared, that's different to the names I'm going to mention on this, that I have on these notes here. I strongly suggest that you correct me in the comments section because I, you know, I really want to be corrected on this because I don't know if these wrestlers are still champions coming out of the pay per view tonight. And like I said, I don't have any notes with me on the pay per view, so I can't um, quickly put that up because it would take up too much time. So I strongly suggest that you put the actual champion's name in the comments section or in chat. Chat is live. Um, Give us a shout and everything like that, and let us know what you think. Um, whom should fight whom? So yeah, this it's a fun little thing that we did back in the day, and we're gonna do we're bringing this back, and somewhere down the road we're gonna do the same thing between WWE and AEW. Um, we just don't know when. So yeah, um, but yeah, this is a real I figured I'd throw this out of the way first because I think this would be really amazing. Um, couple of keynotes um, into this. I'm not going to include Trinity or Heath Slater because they once worked for WWE, and I mean I will put in Heath Slater um, because there are some wrestlers that he has not faced, and you'll see where I'm going with this as soon as we soon as we get there. As far as Trinity goes, um, she, um, it's rumored that she might be at Royal Rumble coming up at the end of coming up at the end of the month. We'll talk about that next week. So, but we're not going to include Trinity into this into this thing. So, that's the only championship match that you're not going to see. Champion versus champion match that you're not going to see. So, yeah. And I believe she's the not if I'm not mistaken, I believe she is the knockouts champion. So, yeah. So with that being said, um, let us get into and I had to print up these I had to print up the roster because I am I don't I very rarely watch TNA, primarily because of the fact that there's no way for me to watch it because it's not on any of the networks that I have on TV. So yeah, that kind of botches everything. I may have to look it up on YouTube and watch it on there. But so like I said again, um, if I mention I'm about to mention do the champions versus champions first. Um, if if there's a champion that you know if any of these wrestlers are not champions, let us that I mentioned aren't champions. Like they lost the belt tonight. Please, like I said, put it in the comments. Let me know, and we'll work it out on next week's episode. I really want you guys to get involved. Really do, because this is a lot of fun. So, but like I said, Trinity, she's not going to be on this list because it's rumored that she might be coming back to WWE to compete in the Royal Rumble. But like I said, that's neither here nor there. So we'll talk about that. Like we'll talk about Trinity next on our Royal Rumble special. Prediction. Okay, Alex Shelley. He's the TNA champion, TNA World Champion, and so who will be who will be the most prominent choice? I mean, we have Roman Reigns, who's current undisputed champion, and then we have Seth Rollins, who is world heavyweight champion. Ugh. And by the way, I'm going with Raw and SmackDown guys. Um, so you won't see any TNA superstars on. You won't see any NXT superstars. They have to be currently active on the WWE roster, either Raw or SmackDown. However, if there is a an NXT star that currently made the jump to either Raw or SmackDown, let us um, that I did not mention. Um, so yeah, Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. How would I do this? I think it's very simple. think it's very simple. Champion versus champion. Nobody has, nobody wins anything. It's just like, the top guys in the business. So, as far as I know, Alex Shelley is still TNA world champion. So, with that being said, triple threat: Roman Reigns taking on Seth Rollins and Alex Shelley. I think that that's the most popular choice to make at this point. So, yeah. Um, yeah, like I said, Trinity. I'm not putting her on. Okay, Chris Sabin. From what I understand, he is the X Division champion. It looks like on the belt. Um, I was going to put Gunther on there, but I'm gonna put Gunther somewhere. I mean, this hmm. Oh, actually, you know what? Hmm. Yeah, I'll throw Gunther in there. I'll throw Gunther. Yeah. Okay, so Chris Sabin versus Gunther. Gunther. I don't like I said. It's tough for me to choose a possible winner for these matches because you know, I rarely watch. I rarely watch um, TNA. Um, but going back to the triple threat match, Alex Shelley, Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns going to Chris Sabin versus Gunther. Um, Gunther. Okay, and the next one is Tommy Dreamer. He is the digital champion, whatever that is, and he's going to go against Logan Paul. Now, I'll tell you why that would work. I will tell you why that would work for that. Um, a lot of stuff can happen in that match with Logan Paul. Um, sometimes he would get involved in in match like he would there would be somebody on the outside getting involved in the match in the matches and everything. So like maybe KSI would get involved in this match somehow, and I think maybe we can see an like maybe some uh former ECW alumni coming out to help him. I know Bully Ray's on is still active on the roster. He can come in and help the guy out, do a 3D, maybe even Devon. I don't know if he's still active. Um, or I think he retired. I think, but yeah, either or that'll be it'll be a good good thing seeing some you see, even Rhino can show up in that too, um, and just do a gore on Logan Paul and everything like that. If that was the case, then yeah, Tommy Dreamer would win that match hands down. So yeah, that'll be a pretty good match. Okay, up next, um, tag champions, um, TNA tag champions, ABC, um, taking on Finn Balor and Damian Priest. They are the undisputed WWE tag champions. Um, that would be a pretty good one. Right back. Nature's calling. My apologies. Call of Duty. Hey, gotta go, right? Right. So yeah, Finn Balor and Damian Priest against ABC. That would be an interesting. That would be a very interesting tag match. um, who I think would win that match. Um, let's see. I think it'll be a. I think it'll be a close match between the two teams. I think ABC would win that one. Okay. Um, and then the TNA Knockouts Tag Team Champions, MK Ultra. Not familiar with those two, but I am familiar with. It looks familiar. Um, Sarah used to wrestle in WWE as Victoria. Yeah, she used to come up to that one song by Tattoo, by Tattoo, by Tattoo. That's not like. Yeah, they would have a good match with Katana Chance and Kaden Carter. Those are the WWE Women's Tag. That'll be a good, definitely good. FK Ultra, um, would win that one. Really, because you know, Victoria's pretty good in the ring. Okay, Aiden Prince. Aiden Prince. All right, I want to get this. I want to get this. Late. I don't know. Aiden Prince. I think we should go with somebody who used to wrestle for TNA, and I believe that someone is AJ Styles. That would be good dream match right there. Okay. Um. Uh, Alan Angels. We can probably see him go again. Austin Theory's on the show. But him, I think he's not. Um. Probably put him in there with. Chad Gable. Not good. Alpha Bravo. Oh wait, no. Um, Alicia Edwards. I think we can throw her in there with. We could throw her in there with Bianca Belair. Alpha Bravo. Alpha Bravo. Let's throw him in there with Akira Tozawa. Um, Upinder Gujar. I guess that's how you pronounce his name. I apologize if it's not. Um, we could throw him in there with. Oh, here we go. Bronson Reed. That'll be a pretty good one. Brian Myers. Probably put him in there with Carlito. Bully Ray. Um, let's throw him in there with another one. Throw him in there with. I apologize. Definitely. Probably throw him in there with Jinder Mahal. I'm not gonna go through the entire list. Um, Death Death Dolls. They can go after Damage Control. That'd be good match. Dirty Dango. Oh, I think that's Fandango. I think. It looks like Fandango. So yeah, if that's the case, then maybe Dirty Dango can go after can, can take on LA Knight. That'd be good. Um, Gail Kim. We gotta throw her name in the on the list. Um, she could pretty much have a good match with any female wrestler, and she wouldn't be a you know plus with the falling out with WWE and everything like that, she would be good. Um, she would be a good fight. Um, 'cause I like it. I think perfect woman for her would be Charlotte Flair. Now, um, Heath Slater. I can see him getting into the ring with. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I forgot that. Um, Bully Ray can go after instead of Jinder Mahal. I'm picking somebody else. I can see. Well, I don't know. If I didn't, I'm picking. I have to go back on. I have to go back on the list. Actually, no, no, I'm not gonna. No, I'm gonna put Bully Ray. I'm gonna put Bully Ray and Bobby Lashley. There. Sorry, Jinder. You're needed. You're needed elsewhere. Where is part of the AOP? They were just talking about it, though. And what culture was just talking about it. But yeah, the head guy of AOP. Literally forgot his name. He's not mentioned anywhere on this list. Or, no, man, I'm a bad person. Partially prepared. Where's the guy's name? Karrion Kross. Well, anyways, the leader of the leader of the AOP, Paul Ellering. The reason why I say that, Heath Slater, and that guy is going to be is will be fighting, and next thing you know, the rest of the AOP, the rest of the AOP come out, and they'll pretty much throw that match. They'll pretty much stop the match and everything, and then now comes Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal, and then you got a 6-man tag. They it's easily converted into a 6-man tag. Um, yeah, I think that'll be really cool. Um, Johnny Swinger can go against Johnny Gargano. Yeah, Johnny Gargano. Okay, yeah, the match of the two Johnnies. That's a good one. Okay, this one I personally want to pick myself. Jordan Grace. Um, I know her. I have seen her work, and she is a badass. I would like to see her go against Rhea Ripley. To be honest with you, I think that would be a really good match. Um, Laredo Kid, he can go after Dragon King. That'd be a good match. Be a nice classic luchadors match. Actually, no, forget Dragon King or Dragon Lee rather. We can see Dragon Lee. We can see Laredo Kid taking on Rey Mysterio. Um, as far as commentators will go, representing TNA will be Josh Matthews, and representing WWE would of course be Michael Cole. So yeah, that'll be um, Rhino. He can go against Braun Strowman. That'll be a classic match. I know Rhino. Uh, Rich Swan. He can go against he can go against um, Kofi Kingston. That match needs to happen. Mm, uh, Sue Young could go against um, um, Asuka. The design can go against the Street Profits. And one more. Good Hands can go against Solo and Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso, the Bloodline. Yeah, that seems a pretty. I know I left a lot of wrestler names out, but yeah. Um, Nonetheless, it would be a pretty good show, and and yeah, that would be a show I would. And be pretty interesting to see, rather, be pretty interesting. Um, but yeah, but like I said, we don't know if this is actually going to, if something like this would actually happen. You really need to take it with a grain of salt because that's how it goes in this business. But yeah, it could happen, but we shall see. Um, little quick little update before we call it a night. Um, 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 Jack Perry actually showed up to a um, showed up at New Japan's wrestling event tonight, and he actually tore up his contract with AEW. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Not the women that I'm seeing in this. Here. Yeah, Jack Perry. Yeah, he showed up at um at on in Japan in the New Japan Pro Wrestling event, and so yeah, that was pretty interesting. And he actually came out attacking Shota Umino, and he went into the ring, tore up his AEW contract, and he's got a new nickname that he had on his armband, and which says Scapegoat. So he's going to be known as the Scapegoat Jack Perry, I believe. So yeah, yeah, it's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting, sir. All right. Well, I'm looking at the time, and it is actually time for me to go. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's been a long night, and you know, that Call of Duty didn't help out much either. Um, but that's too much information you don't need to know at this time. But I would like to thank you anyways for tuning in and being a part of the show, and I hope you enjoyed this experience with us. And hopefully, the next time I tackle something like this, nature doesn't come calling. Oh, but hey, gotta go. Um, thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at TomDog247. If you missed any of tonight's episode, you can check it out as soon as I turn off the camera. Thumbs up the video if you like, thumbs down if you don't. Comment down below. Who would you like to? Which wrestlers would you like to see duke it out between WWE and TNA? What TNA wrestler do you want to see face a WWE wrestler? Let us know in the comment section down below. Ring the bell to stay notified of what I'm going to be doing next. And support small streamers like myself by doing the most important thing that you could do for small streamers like myself. And you'll become a legend. You will become a legend too, and be a champion by supporting the small streamers like myself by laying the smackdown on that subscribe button. We will see you next week with our Royal Rumble predictions episode. We will so be sure to tune into that. And I'm really looking forward to that. We're going to have a lot of fun. Hopefully, I can throw in some guests at that time too. So we shall see. So until next time, this is Tom Dog. And take care. So long. Peace. Have a good night, everybody. Love you all.